Welcome, everybody, to Rebels React to the Clone Wars, the final season, episode 10, The Phantom Apprentice. How's that for a title?
That is the title. That's a great title.
I love that title.
That immediately, I think, set the bar.
It takes me, it obviously puts you in like episode 1 sort of vibes, and that's a comforting place for me, so
Love it.
it's very fun. You and I were talking before the episode about how we were like, oh, we never really gave much thought to what the Phantom Menace actually means, but like, I guess that actually makes sense. Like, there's a reason they named it that.
And it didn't even connect until right now that this is a parallel to that. I knew they were like, it's like, oh yeah, he's the Phantom Menace. He's the Phantom Apprentice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Right.
realized that.
Super
Even though
cool.
like I knew that, and they were playing on that, it's like boom, boom.
Yeah. So as you mentioned last week, like this is a 4-episode like movie essentially split up. So this episode literally picks up like the frame that the last one
Yeah.
left off on, which I love. And it started like dead silent. There wasn't like a music cue or anything. It just like went straight into it.
Which means that the next time it'll only be that first da-da, and then I'm assuming it's not gonna.
Because I would love to think that you can splice these all together and literally make a movie, and I think you'll be able to.
So I didn't even when it started I was like, oh cool, they're like obviously they're picking up like right from where it left off. No, I think they made a 4-episode movie and they're like
Right there.
like without spoiling the end of the episode, that's exactly how this one ends.
And we're spoiling, and we talk about the episodes,
But I mean, like,
without getting there yet.
To the end, like it ends exactly with another looking moment, and we're assuming next episode's gonna pick up right there and off.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting if it doesn't.
Much like last one, I loved this episode. This is some of my favorite Star Wars I've ever seen.
Ever.
It's so freaking cool. More Darth Maul is never a bad thing. And I haven't even seen all the Darth Maul that there is to ingest. Like, I haven't seen him in Rebels yet, so I don't know what his arc is like there. I don't know how he dies. I don't know who kills him. Like, I don't know much of him after this show. I feel like
maybe he's gonna pop up in Mandalorian.
That would be wild, and I'm down for it.
He literally can't be killed. Keep talking about it.
I'm so down for it, honestly.
But this is the Darth Maul I want to from this episode.
That you want to pop of?
Yep.
Yeah.
The legs, metal legs, double blade.
So I actually forgot even that he has metal legs, and I was gonna bring this up when we talk about it later, but like the way he moves is so still like human like the way he was fighting, he didn't seem like a robot. He was very
But he's got good like
very graceful.
They upgraded his legs
for sure. I mean, I know they're good, but like he didn't seem like a robot. He seemed human. You know what I mean? I loved the way he moved. So I actually just remembered.
The animation is
phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean that's a testament to like, you forgot that because he's so essentially so powerful.
Right.
That massive disability can half your body not being there.
Right.
Doesn't matter. Imagine he was still 100%.
Terrifying.
Like would that probably be?
That would be terrifying.
Yeah. Wow.
You were saying the animation. It was spectacular.
Yeah. So wait, let's go to the front though. So this picks up right after Maul starts questioning Ahsoka, and then we see her. And I really, the last episode ended. I didn't know how she was gonna get out of that. I wasn't like, oh, well, that's gonna happen, and I'll go do that. She clicks her little thing, and Rex and his crew are like, all right, let's go. And I'm like, okay, she's prepared.
Right.
Clearly. And Maul's just like talking to her, right? I think to start it out.
You would think he would notice her pushing that button too, or like sense it or something. Maybe he did. Maybe he did.
I don't think he cared. It didn't matter.
Right.
Whatever she was going to do, bring your people. He knew what he was going to do, and what I thought was interesting because I think we were all expecting that to be where the fight took place.
Yep. I thought so too.
It like now thinking back, like that wouldn't make a lot of sense. Like one too soon, two like they're in this weird thing.
Confined space.
Yeah, it's not as epic. And right away you see he does not intend to fight her right here.
Right. He
he's
doesn't
not
even really
close.
hardly know who she is yet.
Exactly. And so I then I think I forget what he says, but oh, yeah, the timeline's a little fuzzy. But he isn't going to fight her until he's ready, basically. So he runs away
And disappears. He vanishes in these caves.
So Ahsoka and goes back up to meet Bo, and kind of regroup and figure out like we've lost him. What's the next game plan?
And they're
when
talking
that happens, and God, these are even the best looking holograms ever.
Oh, dude, Obi-Wan in this hologram looks so
He's
awesome.
So like regal, and it's really cool. I do you want to add?
I'm currently looking at the hologram of him. Yeah, he. So they're talking to Obi-Wan because obviously he and Anakin went off to. They were about to go rescue the Chancellor the last time we saw him.
And I want to add real quick. I had predicted like, oh, we're gonna see them like kidnapping and all of that stuff.
That's not we've seen. Well, no, we haven't seen that, but this is all Ahsoka's story, so it's all background stuff.
That immediately I was like, so once so Obi-Wan tells us where we're at.
Yeah.
In the timeline, because we know there's two timelines going next to each other. And I was thinking about that when they were talking. It was like, is he still on the ship? Like, has it been an hour and they're heading to Coruscant?
Like, it doesn't seem like it's been too much time. But obviously it's been probably about a day, maybe.
Well, they've done all that fighting. I mean, that was a whole invasion and whatnot. And so it's probably been hours.
Since she was last with him?
Yeah, it wasn't a day because right after they get back to Coruscant is when they... So if we try to think of a timeline, like an hour after that, they arrive to Coruscant, they get in the ships, they go, they do the Dooku thing. That doesn't take that long.
Right.
Then they go back down to the planet, and right after that is when what Obi-Wan starts referencing again. Hey, the council said this. They're trying to talk to Anakin, and they said they're sending him on a special mission.
Well, we're completely brushing over. Okay, yeah, right. But what were we trying to say? Because you said one other thing you wanted to add. What was the one thing?
It had to do with the timeline, like that when Anakin and Obi-Wan depart each other, that wasn't like days later. I think, right? Was that or
when what after they land back on Coruscant?
Yeah.
Days later from what? From when they saw Ahsoka?
When they land, yeah. Because they land on Coruscant 3 hours later. Essentially.
Sure. Yeah.
So like not that much time has passed. So I was surprised.
The only thing I guess it's fuzzy is how much time passes between when they go to light speed back to Coruscant and when, like, is there a little bit of time in between when like Grievous actually kidnaps the Chancellor and then gets up to the ship? Like, does that all take a little while, or do they get back from light speed, immediately get in those red and yellow speeders, and then
that's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming they literally got there and head to the ship.
Man, I wish we had seen them. I wish we had seen them in the background of the hangar or something. That would have been really cool.
So that's what made me a little sad, because that cut that out. Like we've now lapped, and we're not going to get to see any of that. I really thought we were going to see more of that stuff.
Right.
This episode made it clear, and that's all I wanted to say. This episode made it clear was like, we're going to talk to Obi-Wan. He's going to tell us what's going on, but we're not going to see.
So
for the most part,
what he did tell us is going on. He mentions, okay, so how did Darth Sidious come up? So Maul mentioned Darth Sidious to Ahsoka. And then I think Ahsoka, right? Is that correct?
Then,
and then
they went.
Ahsoka's like,
Almec?
Who's this Darth Sidious guy? And Obi-Wan's like, I've heard of him. Count Dooku told me about him, and I would have loved to get more information out of him, but unfortunately, I can't, because Anakin just killed him. And we're like, oh, okay. That's where we are. Get,
like, how Obi-Wan feels about that.
Yeah, he's kind of like, not actually shaking his head, but you know inside he's like,
He's like, it would have been nice if Anakin didn't do that.
Right.
But he's not jumping as far as, oh my God. he killed him. There's something
Is he
wrong,
evil?
kind of a
Right.
thing? Yeah, is
He's
he
just
evil?
he's bummed that they couldn't get more information out of him.
Exactly.
And then, as you mentioned, he's also sent on a mission to do what?
Utapau to go get Grievous.
Hunt Grievous, I think he said, which was really cool.
And I really want to watch episode 3 again now, right? Because I'm fuzzy on how much, like, when does he leave? Because when he leaves for Utapau is the last time he sees Anakin.
Right. I feel like when he goes to do the Utapau thing, well, that's when he and Anakin are standing on that platform, right? And they're having their little last brotherly, yeah.
And it's very, like, it's so, like, positive and light.
And is that before Anakin does the whole opera thing with Palpatine? That's before that, right?
I think so, yeah.
Because one other thing that Obi-Wan says that they're doing is the Council is tasking Anakin with, like, spying on the Chancellor.
So, and that is what happened immediately after they got back.
Right.
I'm pretty sure was they came to him with that and were like, we will.
Because they let him be on the Council probably because they wanted him to do that. They wanted him to spy on the Chancellor, and the Chancellor was always like pushing for Anakin. He's like, oh, of course you deserve this, you should be the highest Jedi there is. And they're like, okay, we'll do this. So probably to, I don't know, it's like they're trying to like counter trick the Chancellor.
Once again, it was the Jedi shooting themselves in the foot.
Right.
You have Anakin who's like actually trusting you, and you're using him. You're using him to try to figure something out, and you're stupid. You're too stupid to realize that the person you're doing this is like his mentor and friend.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure they know that. Like, Ahsoka knows that. She even makes a comment of that. Like,
she's like, there's no way Anakin likes that.
He's not going to be happy about that.
Right.
Like, which I love that. And because, of course, Obi-Wan's reaction is, this is the best thing for this.
Right.
He's not thinking about Anakin's feelings. Because that's not what Jedi do.
But Ahsoka does.
Yes.
It's crazy that Ahsoka is the only person that is thinking about Anakin's feelings.
Yeah. Because they have that bond, that relationship.
But Obi-Wan should as well, right?
Good. No. Think about it. Obi-Wan came before Anakin.
Right,
Obi-Wan was trained by Qui-Gon. He was put in all those ways. And Anakin kind of came later, right? And you see Anakin in Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Because she was his Padawan.
Right.
And Obi-Wan has a little bit of it from Qui-Gon, but not to the same.
And Anakin is just his own thing.
Anakin is his own thing. He's
there's no Obi-Wan in Anakin.
No, he probably like a little bit,
but not
of training. But I've always interpreted it as his. He realized how powerful he was.
Yeah.
And I mean, he even says it in 2 at the beginning of like episode 2, where he's like, oh, I'm surpassed Obi-Wan. He doesn't understand. Like he's not concerned about like, I will follow you, master. He wants to be the best. He's the most powerful. He feels it. And,
for sure. It's just sad because, you know, like, even when Obi-Wan says that, you know, you were like a brother to me, it's like, okay, then you should have been a little more considerate and understanding and not so blind to what Anakin was going through.
So not to sidetrack too much, but like...
Maybe you should have confronted him about the whole Padme thing sooner. You know, been like, hey, confide in me. I got you. Don't worry.
It's tricky there for sure. Because... you know, Obi-Wan had his love interest.
Right. That Anakin knew about.
I don't know. We don't know how long Obi-Wan knew, though.
True.
We only know he knew once he reveals that Anakin's the father, isn't he?
No, in this season. Remember in, like, episode 2 or something, they're doing that whole little sneaky Skype session?
No, that was Anakin and Rex.
No, I know. But then, but then Obi-Wan comes... and after the call is over, he's like, by the way, say hi to Padme for me.
That's right. Okay,
like, he knows that there's something going on.
We know at least now.
Yeah.
But I guess he just didn't put 2 and 2 together. Like, blinded. All the Jedi had been blinded.
No, I think he did. He just didn't say anything. Obi-Wan's not dumb.
No, he wasn't worried, I'm saying.
Sure,
He didn't think there was a problem.
A reason to bring it up.
He's not going to turn into Darth Vader and freak out about, like, he wasn't on Tatooine when he killed all those people.
Right.
He doesn't know about that, most likely.
Right.
I was just going to say, though, like, Obi-Wan used to be my clear-cut favorite, and I still love Obi-Wan, but I've gravitated away from him because you see some of his stubbornness and his flaws, which is interesting and it's okay. But like that's why I
It's
think Qui-Gon is my favorite
it
because Qui-Gon was very much like, "No, fuck you. I'm gonna do what I want."
right.
Like I
But it's
just always
cool
loved
too that
that
you get to see
attitude.
Obi-Wan then later, like post Jedi, because he's the Jedi
Post,
Order is over, but he's still doing, like what's best. He's helping Luke, like he's trying
yes,
to like rectify everything.
and that's why it's tricky because post 3 that changed him.
Yeah,
Going through that changed him, and he dedicates his life to one cause. But yeah, that was all I wanted to say about Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan, man, he can do some wild things to our emotions.
Yeah, all
Um,
over.
okay, so
And we're gonna get a show to expound on that gap in between and what he's dealing with.
yes, I can't wait.
I know.
Cannot wait. Okay,
I'm
what?
I'm just gonna say I'm feeling much better about like even about Mandalorian with what they're showing us here that things will all fit into place and we won't be so confused.
This season, these like 4 episodes are shining light on things that are happening in the galaxy that are crazier than I feel like anything I've ever seen. Like
Yeah.
this is happening at the same time as this. That's mind blowing. So if they can keep doing that with these shows and like giving us context, like that's what that person's going through, that's where that person's heading to, like I love all that stuff. I want more of that in all
And
these shows.
getting Maul's perspective is one of my favorites because he's been there. He's been the we're gonna take over the galaxy and oh my god, I'm literally trash to okay, I'm gonna try to take over the galaxy and fail and fail and fail. And then this realization, he's had these visions, but we'll get to those.
He's a sympathetic villain, sort of.
I don't know how to, I love him, but like he's evil, but
I mean,
like,
he's super cool, obviously,
yeah,
but he's the anti Ahsoka, literally. I mean, he brings it up like he is bad, but he sees the problems with both sides.
yeah,
So it's interesting. He then kidnaps one of the clones.
yes.
And he takes them that down into one of like the little sewer layers, and he is going to torture him to get some information out. And the clone is like, "You'll never get this out of me." Like,
Well, and Rex tells us that Jesse, the injured clone that Ahsoka talks to,
he's a little bit
that
older,
he's a little bit older. This
right?
guy's been around. I thought that was a really cool, subtle detail of like, man, there's like a really experienced clones and then like new guys, and it's such a good dynamic.
It's weird. You don't really think of them as being different ages, even though you see it sometimes. But you just think they're
Yeah,
all exactly the same. But it's like, no, this guy's
because
up there.
most of them they hit the age of deployment, they go out, they die. They hit the age of
True,
deployment, they go out, they die, and then
true,
you get a few here and there like Rex and a couple others that like they don't die, they survive, and that's what war is.
right,
We get post-war get to see all these like heroes, but there's a lot of other people that aren't around.
right. So he tells Maul, he's like, "I'm not, you're never gonna get this out of me." And Maul's like, "That's what you think." And they have this little bit of a back and forth, and then Maul goes to get the information out of him, and he like Kylo Ren force sucks the info out of him, like you see in Episode 7.
So good. Bring
I
it
thought that was
back.
really cool.
That's a dark side ability that's been there.
What's it called?
I just saying it's a dark side ability that's been there.
Oh,
Like we saw it for the first time in episode 7, but look, Maul was doing it way back here.
right.
Like I
It's
just
like,
love when we bridge that.
because that was kind of a new Force thing that we saw in Episode 7.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, I was actually gonna say, what if you see Force healing earlier, but you do. It's not. It doesn't start with
In that,
Rey.
yeah. Yeah.
So you get to see not the origin of things, but it's cool to see like, okay, that's not the only person that can do this, or it got
I know
passed
there's
down
been-
through these people, maybe.
A lot of people have been upset like new force power, and it's like, no, that's how it works. Like it's not put out one movie.
It's not
and what's
new.
in
It's
that, and you
it's
can't
just the first time
add
you've
to
seen it.
Thank
There
you.
has to be a first time you've seen it.
And if it's stupid, it's stupid, but don't get upset because it's the first time you've seen it.
It's not like it's not stupid. Any Force trick is cool.
Yeah, if they say I can force control the weather, cool. Well, actually, they can. Lightning.
Yeah. What if Darth Maul had used to like grab something through force space, and he like reached into a flower shop and pulled out some flowers and gave them to Ahsoka, and then just to woo her over to his side.
Maybe that could have worked.
Maybe.
But
it's possible.
I think the reason it wouldn't work is because he's just met her and he doesn't know what flowers she likes.
She probably likes orange ones. Or blue ones.
Orange?
Yeah.
I like flowers that are the colors of me.
I
can blend. I can hide.
Peachy tan flowers.
Exactly.
What happens next? So there's
so much happens.
We're only 10 minutes into this episode. So then Bo-Katan and Ahsoka go and visit the like old prime minister.
I did want to add real quick that the reason he kidnapped the clone was to learn about Ahsoka, and that was why he ran away, was because he didn't know how to fight her. So he's like, well, let me go find out everything about her so that I can fight her and be on even ground. True. That was what I wanted to say earlier.
True.
Which I thought was really cool. Like, it shows his planning and intellect and smarts that Maul has to orchestrate things, which he's really good at.
You would think he would be kind of wild and just jump into a situation, but he's actually really smart and tactical.
Yeah, no, you'd think he could just overpower her, and it's like, look, he's like, let me step back and actually see who I'm fighting.
Right. So had Darth Maul told Ahsoka that he had like some visions or something? Or does the Pre-Vizsla? Almec tells her, right?
Almec. Yep.
So they go to visit him in the prison where Satine was. We saw her in earlier seasons.
Before that, we see Maul meeting with his. That was actually before.
I'm skimming through it. This is.
No, because Maul specifically told Gar Saxon and the other person, "Hey, where's Almec? He's an asset. If he's on the other side, then he's an asset to our enemy." And then we flip, and they're in the prison, and they're going to talk to Almec.
Oh. I missed that.
Because they foreshadow it a little.
Right.
So then they're
like, if he's with Ahsoka and Bo-Katan, like, just kill him.
Well, they didn't say that.
Right.
He was just like, that's not good. I thought they were going to capture him, but obviously, what happens?
So, as they're talking to him, like, Ahsoka's trying to find out just info about Darth Maul, I guess, or, like, where he is. And then he mentions this, like, vision that, like, Darth Maul had.
And Sidious, I think. They were asking, did he say anything about Sidious? Do you know who that is? And he didn't.
But then he gets shot in the chest a couple times by the really cool Darth Maul spiky helmet Mandalorian guy. And as he's dying, he mentions Skywalker. I think insinuating like that's who was in his vision, in Darth Maul's vision. And then Bo-Katan goes off to chase
Gar Saxon.
Man, how do you know these names? This is amazing. I can't remember any of them. And they have this really cool fight scene in an elevator, which kind of gave me a bit of anxiety.
What? Holy crap, now we know how powerful those jetpacks are.
I liked the scene, but it didn't actually make a whole lot of sense, because wouldn't her arms still have to be crazy strong too? Like, it's not just the jetpack, but her arms have to also be pushing an elevator upwards.
They're strong.
I suppose. But yeah, those things are ridiculously strong. Seems like it. I thought she was dead. Because there's a part where she's like pushing the thing up, and then it cuts inside the elevator, and it kind of like clunks down. Like, oh, she got squished. But she was fine. All that.
And I think like weren't like Rex and somebody else in the elevator?
Yeah.
It was like important people, I think.
Yeah. And they're just like, oh, what was that?
You were under there. And then she sees him flying off.
It's like that awkward elevator scene from episode 3 when Anakin jumps back in and Obi-Wan almost cuts his head off.
Yeah.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah. Didn't you sense me?
So then Maul, this is what I thought you were talking about earlier. Maul is giving a speech to all of his people, telling them that they're going to die as warriors or be heroes or something like that.
Do you want to die down here hiding or on the battlefield?
You deserve
as warriors.
You deserve so much more than this.
He's telling them what they want to hear.
Now, have we already missed the other hologram that we wanted to talk about? When was that?
Yeah, we did. That was before.
That's the start of the scene. No, sorry, that's the start of the scene.
It was?
When he comes in and gives the speech to his people. So Gar Saxon is coming into the room, and Maul has his back to everybody, and he is talking to 3 people, 2 of which we've seen in this show before. They are crime syndicate leaders, and the third is another person that we recognize. And
first appearance outside of the movie, I believe.
Yep. And it is, what's his face?
Dryden
Voss from Solo. So freaking
so
cool.
good.
So now,
because I love that movie. So any references making that like give that more weight, bring it on.
Me too. I love that movie too. Yeah. The only thing I'm confused about is what's the relationship, because Dryden Voss worked for Crimson Dawn, and then Darth Maul was also talking to the leader of the Pikes, and
Black Sun.
Was that the third one? So
the Zizor people. Prince Zizor from Shadows of the Empire.
So is he just over all of them?
No. So I'd have to watch Solo again, but I'm pretty sure Maul is Crimson Dawn. No, yeah. I think
that's what I thought too. I thought he was the leader of Crimson Dawn, but he's also telling. So what he tells the crime syndicate leaders to go hide. He's like, just go run, like go hide somewhere. Meaning he's in charge, like he's telling them what to do. But if he's
maybe he is the big boss.
And that's what Dryden Voss was.
To be perfectly honest,
he was his boss.
I think they're going to set that up. I think we're not going to have to question. I think that's what we're going to get out of this, is because Solo is the next time we see Maul.
Right.
It's going to be, why is he in that position? Because as of now, he's been running Mandalore. He hasn't been I don't think he's not a crime lord right now.
He's not. No.
But he kind of like a freelance one.
He is in charge of Mandalore, right? Like he is the leader of Mandalore.
Yeah.
So he's just running the show here, but also, I mean, we saw in the whole Ahsoka and the sisters arc, like we saw the Pikes answering to Darth Maul then.
Yep.
So
I think he's in charge of all of them because he's just so much more powerful than all of them.
I mean, yeah, everyone should be terrified of him. I want to see Kira calling Darth Maul from Darth Maul's perspective. I want like some other show, and I want to be with Darth Maul when Kira calls, and then he's like, "Come to me," and we're like, "Oh, I know when that is."
Yeah,
just some girl, you just see like a little tiny person.
So after they talk to them, he sends them all off into battle, basically. And I was like, "Wait, is there a battle happening?" At the same time, I think probably like right after, we get that contrasted with the clones escorting civilians in Mandalore. They're like, "All right, everybody come this way." And everyone's really sad looking. And they're taking them
very sad.
Like really, really depressed looking.
Their lives are over.
I mean, I think this whole thing for peace is what it had been. And now we're stuck in the middle of a war inside our little dome.
Yeah.
And you can see Rex and them reassuring them, we're just doing this, then we're going to leave. Ahsoka's like, don't worry, the Republic's just helping, then they're gone. And we definitely know that is exactly what happens. Everybody just leaves. And there's no issues at all.
Right.
And it's such an eerie sense because every time like the clones and the Republic and Ahsoka are so positive, you just know what's going to happen. And it's not that far.
The Jedi being confident about something is usually a kiss of death.
Oh God, it's so sad and so true.
Yeah, and then they're also.
I really like seeing that, but I was like, okay, so there's something going down. I don't remember them setting up some epic battle, but clones were getting ready for something. That's all I was gonna say.
They're walking. Rex, I think, and Ahsoka and Bo-Katan are walking, and they're walking towards a door, and the camera's behind them, and you just know that when that door opens, you're like, who's going to be on the other side? Why are they even walking into that throne room? Why are they even going there?
was wondering. I'm like, were you just walking in there to chat and you were like, oh, like how did he get here?
Let's just check and see if anyone's in there. I doubt it, but
Because they were looking
maybe.
for him. They were like, we don't know if we can find him.
Right. But yeah, you walk in and like over the shoulders, you just see Darth Maul sitting in the chair with Jesse sitting next to him.
Jesse was the other one.
Yeah, Jesse's the guy that he tortured.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thankfully still alive.
Who, by the way, has a massive Empire logo tattooed over the entirety of his face.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Why does he have that?
Because the logos have started shifting.
So that is their logo?
Mm-hmm. It's just like all the ships have become all
so
that.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's so eerie.
Literally the whole left half of his face is the Empire logo.
Yeah.
That was really cool though.
And this episode really just gave a sense, and Maul will expound on it, of there's a massive galactic shift about to take place.
Yeah.
Of which
he can sense it.
You know in the movies, but like episode 3 shows you the inside look as to the shift, the Jedi falling, the Chancellor, but you're not seeing that sense around the galaxy of like, oh, everybody's lives are about to change.
Yeah.
Not for good.
He can sense the dark side rising.
Yes.
And thankfully he lets Jesse go, Bo-Katan and Rex take him away. So it's just Ahsoka and Darth Maul there, and they have this chat, which is really cool.
Monologues.
I love when Darth Maul speaks.
It's so good
because he doesn't get to in episode 1 at all. So it's like
That's
he
such
has
a
a
good
lot to say.
contrast. That they took a silent character and were like, no, this guy actually has a lot to say. He was just being pushed down. That's such a great way to take that character.
I mean, and do you take it as like they just didn't write anything for him, or like Darth Sidious literally?
Oh no,
just,
Ray Park got screwed over.
We got screwed up. Okay, or if we just want to go with like Star Wars, but like Darth Sidious, it was just like his pet. He's like, you just do my bidding, and you don't speak, you don't have opinions. Like you go kill those Jedi, and that's it.
Yeah, and then he died, and I don't care. Move on to the next one.
And then once he felt betrayed, he's like, oh, I have a lot of opinions and feelings about this entire universe that I'm going to share with everybody.
Exactly. Oh, he might be my favorite character at this point.
Darth Maul is rad. Darth Maul literally sits right in front of me.
Yeah.
Every single day.
That's awesome.
Crazy eyes. So they're talking about Darth Sidious a bit, and this whole like prophecy, like he knew that there would be a new apprentice that would come and help Darth Sidious take over the galaxy, and he knew that he had this vision that it was Anakin. Yeah. And he says that that's why he wanted Obi-Wan and Anakin to come here. He didn't want to kill Obi-Wan. He wanted to kill Anakin.
Got me. I think it was probably a little of both, but he had, once again,
his priority was Anakin. Yeah, it's like
bigger plans.
He obviously probably wants revenge on Obi-Wan, but he's like, no, I want to be. Does he want to be Palpatine's or Darth Sidious's apprentice again?
This gives him revenge on Palpatine. He just wants to piss him off.
So he doesn't want to take his place. He just wants to kill him. That's cool. I like that.
Try taking over now, bro.
Right.
Kind of that kind of a thing.
Right.
I think he's comfortable with his spot in the galaxy. He just wants to take care of these kind of like hanging things over his head.
Right. And then something that I thought was, there's this whole little back and forth because Ahsoka obviously wants to bring Darth Maul in to like bring justice. Like she probably wants to put him on trial or something, which is crazy. But she's like, you could help the Jedi and, we could defeat Darth Sidious. I'm like, Darth Maul helping the Jedi? That was weird enough when Count Dooku did it, but Darth Maul fighting side by side with the Jedi, and then Darth Maul asks Ahsoka to join him. He like puts out his hand. He's like, join me and we'll take over.
I love it. That is an amazing moment. Ahsoka's the only person, like, it wasn't a no. She thought about it.
I kind of wanted her to.
I was down, but she ends up obviously not, because I think she asks him something. She's like, let me ask you.
She's like, I'll help you. but
Yeah.
you need to answer something for me.
Wasn't expecting her to say, "I'll help you."
Right.
That's crazy. Like,
Um,
props to Darth Maul for even getting her to that point. Like, creating a compelling enough like argument to even have her consider working with you.
right.
Genius.
So cool. So and then I think, is this when she finds out about Anakin? Because does she ask like what's Anakin's role in this whole
Yes.
thing?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, he's gonna be the new apprentice. Like Darth Sidious has been grooming him to be the new number 2, and she's like, you're insane.
And he will bring destruction. Like, boom. Like, that's like,
Because
there's bad stuff around this guy.
she mentioned
Like,
something about bringing balance to the Force, and he
yeah.
says no, destruction. It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
that's
Dark shit.
maybe the same thing, but
Yeah.
much different when you say it that way.
Yep.
So then Ahsoka's just like, she's going off the rails because she's like, no, there's no way. I know Anakin.
Yep.
I know
That's
him
fine.
better than almost anybody. Like, I'm not. There's no way that you can slander my old master. And then
Yep.
pulls out her lightsabers, and then Darth Maul pulls his out, and like the coolest
No.
way he's ever done it.
In the episode 1 throwback.
Is that what it was?
It's what I got vibes of.
Yeah.
Rewatching episode 1, and when Maul goes, "Joo, joo," might be my top Star Wars moment of all time. It's
Yep.
up there.
Yep.
And just for them to give another subtle little, "Joo, joo," it was a little quicker and not as like epic, but
It was a little quicker, but he does. Yeah, the way he
just
holds
the
it.
angle, and there's something about that shot.
And then, dude, I was saying it earlier, but his movements in this fight are some of the coolest I've ever seen. The way he like jumps off of one foot at a time.
Almost like
And I've
ballet
never
kind of a
seen
thing.
him
Like,
move that way before.
yeah. So I have to say this was my favorite. Might be my favorite lightsaber fight.
Ever?
It's up there. It's up there.
It's pretty good.
The stakes aren't quite what we have in some other places, but like in terms of the choreography, animation, like the action of it, the double versus Ahsoka's two, like, wow.
It's just so cool seeing so many combinations of people like going head to head with each other. Like, I never would have expected to see Ahsoka fight Darth Maul by herself.
MCU-esque, Avengers-esque.
Yeah. It's like, how many different combinations can we throw everybody together?
Yeah,
And the
they
show
can't quite
does
pull
that.
the same thing off, but they've done a really. It's been a lot of fun seeing that.
And I love her 2 blue lightsabers. I'm so happy that Anakin did that.
Yep.
They look so much better.
So they proceed to fight, and it's very even. Ahsoka, at one point she gets fatigued, which was an interesting. You had mentioned that an interesting look into how hard it is to fight Darth Maul.
Yeah, he's exhausting to defend yourself against. But she does it pretty well.
Yeah, let's not forget he fought both Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon.
And almost defeated both of them.
Yeah.
And then she does that cool thing where she kicks him through the glass, and the lightsaber like cuts through.
Through. Yeah, I love that.
That was
and then she
pretty
hops
sick.
through. Whoop. Oh, was that before she pulled her lightsaber? This was one of the coolest moments for me. Her lightsaber got knocked away, and she pulled it, and it turned on. And as it turned on, it was going through Maul, and Maul did like a kick twirl spin, and the lightsaber like went through his legs back to Ahsoka's hand.
I always love that when lightsabers are on, like in the air.
Yeah.
You don't really ever see that except for like Yoda in Episode 3, because he does the thing where he throws the lightsaber and it like goes into the clone's chest.
Yeah.
You never see lightsaber throws until like Episode 8, when Kylo turns the lightsaber on and then pulls it towards him. Who doesn't?
The first ever lightsaber throw is when Vader throws his lightsaber.
Oh, he does do that. You're right.
But you don't get to see a lightsaber flying through the air.
Right.
They didn't quite have the tech. You know it's happening.
Well, and even that was a lot more kind of like haphazard. Like, it didn't seem like it had a lot of precision to it. He's just like, let me just lob this up there and like try and disrupt you a little bit.
Kind of like, did he do that on purpose?
Right. But then to like pull this one towards you right through Darth Maul's path, almost getting cut in half again, he's like, gotta dodge this.
So good. And so he runs from her. He runs from Ahsoka.
He dips. He's like, yeah, I'm done with this fight. I'm not gonna finish this off. I'm just gonna get out of here.
And think about it. And she says it when they're fighting. She's like, Psh, "You thought you could beat Anakin? Like, he's more powerful than me. You can barely beat me. You would have smoked him."
She says him and Obi-Wan, I think, right? She's like Obi-Wan and
Anakin.
I think she says both of them because she's like, because they were both supposed to come to to see Darth Maul. Yeah. I think she says that both, but still.
What I remember it is like she was specific because she took it like personally that he attacked Anakin, and it was kind of like, you aren't messing with my guy. That's what I thought she said.
Either way, if it was Anakin or both of them, she's like, you would have been dead.
You're dead. Yeah, you're dead.
And then he says, you have Obi-Wan's arrogance in you.
Yes,
which is really cool.
That was so cool.
I mean, obviously, she hangs out with Obi-Wan quite a bit too. Yep. But and then she says, you'll find there's a lot of traits in me that you won't enjoy.
Her confidence is so good.
She's so confident. Like, you never see her unsure of herself at all, really. And other people, like in the Jedi, but not herself. And then we go out to the battle, and we see that the Darth Maul colored Mandalorians are starting to lose a bit. All the clones are...
Great battle going on, by the way, with the clones and their ships coming down with the walkway and the Mandalorians fighting them head to head.
And there's the part where it like pulls out, and it shows the battle going on down there, and it is huge. There is a lot of stuff going on. This place is destroyed.
All I'm thinking is I want to play this. Like, this is now a battle. That, like, the Battle of Endor, the Battle of Jakku, the Battle of whatever. Like, this is now the Siege of Mandalore, the Battle of Mandalore, whatever. That should now exist in everything Star Wars moving forward.
Yep. This would be so much fun to play in Battlefront. Especially with all these, like, new skins and, like, looks for characters and stuff. Totally. But then the main guy, the cool helmet guy, he calls Darth Maul. He's like, "Hey, send backup. Like, we need help. Like, your army is failing you." And Darth Maul's like, "Nah, thanks for fighting for the cause, but you're on your own."
What he said?
Not exactly.
He's like, die well, Mandalorian. like he said something inspiring with the tone of I could care less. Like, he's still, because he's been them the whole time. That, like, he believes in their, like, he's been manipulating them. He knows that they want to fight, so he's like, I'll fight and do whatever your thing is so that you follow me blindly.
So but, like, why doesn't he care what happens? Like, has Ahsoka totally ruined the plan, or would he have not cared regardless?
He's never cared about the Mandalorians. He's used them from day one. Even when we watched those other Clone Wars episodes, he was like, how do I get Kenobi? I need to take over Mandalore? Okay, I'll take over Mandalore.
So this entire thing was just to get Obi-Wan and Anakin to come to him.
Obi-Wan first, and then I think he has these visions, and then he's like, oh, Anakin too, and now and then this whole thing now, this like current plan was purely for that.
That's crazy.
So he does his whole, I am your leader, and fight, and we will do this. To care less. And that's why, and we know that. Like, we didn't know that for sure. But when he's like, oh yeah, die well, bye.
As he's like a mile above them, just like looking down, it's like, oh, looks bad down there.
Yeah, I'm about to leave. I'm never coming back here. Like, it's. I mean, he just goes from, he uses and then goes to the next place, and then uses that up and then goes to the next place.
Right. So then a ship flies over Darth Maul, and they're like, we got to get out of here right away. You can see the ship fly over. I want to know who is going to pick him up.
Oh, while he's walking on
like the catwalk of the entire dome.
Yeah, which cool to see that that's up there.
Super cool.
But I'm with you. I really wanted to know who was in that ship.
Like, who does Darth Maul trust to pick him up from something like this? You know, you'd think he would do everything himself. His girlfriend, maybe. Yeah. I really, for some reason, wanted it to be the ship from episode 1.
Oh, when he said my ship is on the way, I was waiting for his...
I wanted to see that so bad.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's a ship you never really see anywhere else. Like, you really only see Darth Maul. So, like, was that from his planet? Or, like...
Dathomir?
Maybe.
Yeah, ships are interesting.
It's super creepy looking. Had that, like, red interior fog lights and stuff.
I want to go in that ship.
Ahsoka pops up behind him, and she's like, you know, I can't let you get away. Like, I'm bringing you in. And they have one last little fight, and
a lightsaber duel, balancing on a thin metal thing, and they're jumping and oh my god, it's amazing. Like this whole fight, if you put it's crazy.
I did notice during this fight, Darth Maul's blades looked very wobbly. They kind of like curved a lot, and I was like, did Darth Maul install like noodle blades in his lightsaber as like as an extra little tactic?
That effect when you shake a pencil.
It totally is, but
yeah,
I noticed it more than ever during this fight.
Now I want a lightsaber whip.
I think that's a thing. You can check that guy on Reddit. I'm sure he put that in Grievous's arm, one of Grievous's arms. But then Darth Maul, he knocks both of the lightsabers out of Ahsoka's hands, essentially beating her. And then he cuts the beam for some. Oh no, he cuts the beam that she's standing on, so she's like about to fall. But then jumps behind her to push it down more.
Yeah.
And then goes to attack her still for some reason, which was stupid because then she like kind of grabs the lightsaber and yanks it out of his hand, and then he falls, and then he's in trouble.
She catches him.
Right.
Yeah,
she lets him float there while all the other clone ships come up and like shoot their Spider-Man webs at him.
So right before that, Rex had been on the ground and he looked up and there was you could see all like kind of the metal getting messed up and like that ship putting its spotlight. He's like, get 3 ships, go up there, get up there now.
He knew they're in trouble.
She's holding him there, and they show up, and he starts freaking out.
So weird to see Darth Maul in that position.
He's exhibited that exact type of like tone and freak out in a couple other moments that like when he's not in control,
being out of control.
Oh, he starts almost crying like a girl.
Yeah.
And it's like it's crazy. No disrespect to girls, but you know what I mean.
No, because it's so weird that he's that useless essentially. Because I mean, she's holding him up, but you'd think he could still do something, but like she has him pinned. Yeah. Essentially. And
then they shoot their little coils.
They tie him up, and then they tase him, or they stun him.
Yeah.
And then they take him away. And I want to know where he's going. I want to know what are they going to do with him? Because this is still in line with episode 3. So where is Darth Maul going to be in captivity that's in line with episode 3?
And we're going to get to see it because there's 2 more episodes.
Yep.
I mean, like, I could have seen this as a potential ending for episode 4 with like a clean tie or something.
Dude, like, are they going to take him back to the Senate and then Chancellor Palpatine is going to talk to Darth Maul?
I mean, it could happen. Daisy, no.
And like, does Darth Maul know about the he's all Palpatine and Sidious thing?
100% he knows. That's why he's like, you have no idea what is about to happen. This guy has been behind all of it.
So that probably wouldn't work if he like faced the Senate and he saw Chancellor Palpatine. He'd be like, that guy's Darth Sidious. That's him. That probably wouldn't work out very well.
He's probably going to tell somebody.
I hope so.
He'll probably use that to try to get free.
It'd be funny. Because Anakin trusts the Chancellor so much, and he's so quick to like turn on him. He's like, "You're the Sith Lord." It's like, yeah, dude. It'd be funny if they're like walking past each other in the hallway, and Darth Maul's like, "He's the Sith Lord." He's like, "What? Who said that?" And then he turns on him.
I love that moment in episode 3 because it shows you that Anakin could still be saved at that point.
Yeah,
that's like just how tragic it is. Is like even to that point, he still could have been saved, and nobody like thought to reach out to him. But I mean, so this is right when the episode ends. So then Ahsoka's left on the beam, no lightsabers. Really curious where her lightsabers are and what's going to happen with those.
I thought they were going to land in front of Cody like they do in or Rex in episode 3.
Cody, Cody. That's the exact moment I was looking for that.
Oh, because it's the exact same thing.
Daisy, no, the barks are on my side. But yes, so then the episode ends with Ahsoka looking up and cut and. Another week. I'm
Give it to me.
For it.
Give it to me. I don't want it to be over.
And so to talk a little here, let me pick her up. I don't want it to be over, but man, do I feel so much better. All I wanted it was to be over 2 weeks ago, and to not go through the pain of disappointment of 4 weeks of not getting what we want, and now we're getting exactly and more. and I'm so excited.
Like, this whole season could have just been this 4 episodes, and I would have been like, that was
Easily.
worth it. That was fine.
Easily. Just put the movie out. Put this little, like...
So that other stuff was just extra, and that's fine. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'll never watch the middle 4 ever again. I'll skip those maybe one time with Maya so she can see how bad they are.
Right. But the first 4 were cool.
Those were fun. Those felt like, here's old Clone Wars, here's Hate Yourself, and here's new Clone Wars. Yes.
Hi, Daisy. What did you think of the episode?
Well, she was barking because she said it was very good, tasty.
It was the best episode.
The best episode.
Well, let us know. Put in the comments, where do you think Darth Maul is going? Where are we going to see Darth Maul? Who are we going to see him with? Is he going to turn in Palpatine? Is he going to try and screw him over a little bit to get revenge, or what? Give us your thoughts. Oh, Daisy, you're so cute. Can she give us the outro? Have you trained her to do that yet?
Give it to us.
Thank you for watching. This has been the Huber Rebels React. She sounds like me. It's weird.
I meant to say your part.
I know. Well, thank you for watching. We do other reactions to other movies and TV shows. We'll be finishing out this season, and then we'll probably do Mandalorian later this year. And we also do a podcast that you can check out on this YouTube channel. But until then, my name is Jordan.
My name is Ethan. I'm Daisy. Thank you for watching.
Who are we?
The Huber Rebels.
See you later.
Yes, you're a Huber Rebel too.